of the #1 Bahamian music beat, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, the People Station.
All right, First at 6 is done, but don't go away. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, the Bahamas Ship Owners Association convening for a meeting on Grand Bahama for members of the Bahamas Maritime Cadet Corps program. The maritime field is growing rapidly worldwide, and those at the helm of that industry locally are advising more young people to embrace the opportunities for employment in the sector. The Minister for Transport and Aviation, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, was on hand today to address the opening session. Megan Shepard has our top story.
Minister for Transport and Aviation, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, meeting with students of the Bahamas Maritime Cadet Corps Friday morning in an intimate setting as she shared advice for being successful in the maritime industry. She told the students that students today have historic opportunities and they must position themselves to take advantage of them.
This is a new paradigm because this is a level of commitment that is unprecedented. And so what we're sharing with you today is a new opportunity that you've really never had before in this country in the area of maritime development.
Chairman of the Bahamas Ship Owners Association, George Pataris, also on hand for the meeting. These cadets, he says, are the future of the Bahamian maritime industry, and they must set themselves apart from the rest of the world by becoming the highest quality mariners.
The officer that will volunteer, the officer that will help when everybody else wants to go ashore. That's quality. That's how you get the master to recommend your re-employment. That's how you get noticed by the owner. That's what we're trying to sell, quality. Because the labor market is as everything else. We have to sell it. And we have to persuade a large group of owners, 1,500 ships, that they need Bahamian crew.
Minister Hannah Martin says although the Bahamas is a small nation and cannot compete with larger countries that can produce in numbers, the Bahamas must focus on producing the highest quality mariners. She says one must possess a high level of discipline and commitment to the field.
If you are prepared to be at sea for days and weeks and months all over the world and to coexist with others on a vessel, to mop a floor if you have to because there are differing roles, then this is an opportunity. So I want to thank the Bahamas Ship Owners Association and the Bahamas Maritime Authority, which is represented here by Mr. Golandras, for this opportunity. This is unprecedented. It is exciting. It is powerful. It is a sure thing if we do it right. But it requires a level of discipline.
The Transport Minister also noting the significance of this partnership that is geared toward developing the cadets for college and then the workforce in the maritime industry. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The Bahamas is said to have untapped potential when it comes to oil exploration, and recently the nation's leader called on officials at a local storage company to take up the exploration challenge. Joan Davis Roll has this story.
Statoil South Riding Point, a leading storage company in Grand Bahama, is expanding its facility. The company is investing over $3 million in a brand new state-of-the-art administration building. The expansion comes as the company continues to further update its oil storage facility. Statoil accommodates both light and heavy crude oil from various parts of the world with a storage capacity of some 6.5 million barrels. The nation's leader, the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, recently issued an appeal to Statoil officials to diversify and more specifically reignite their vision for oil exploration.
I know at one stage you had an appetite for oil exploration, and it would be quite a pity, having had an appetite for it in the Bahamas, for it to be removed entirely from your agenda.
The Prime Minister noted that Statoil, whose parent company is in Norway, has already been tried, proven and tested when it comes to oil exploration.
It would be for me to encourage you to have the oil exploration with respect to your parent company, which has an extraordinary amount of experience in it, in successful offshore drilling, using environmentally sound safeguards, for which your country, Norway, has become world famous. I'm told that there's a real prospect of successfully drilling for oil in the Bahamas, refining the product and supplying from this terminal strategically located on convenient shipping lanes to North and South America and Europe.
The Prime Minister also alluded to the fact that East Grand Bahama could very well be on the precipice of unprecedented economic growth and development. Joan Davis-Rowe, ZNS Network News.
In other news, police in Abaco are searching for two men who robbed two residents of Treasure Key. Reports are that shortly after 10 last evening, police received information that two men entered a home in the Treasure Key area. They held the owners at bay and robbed them of cash and a truck. Now, officers responded and recovered the truck at the Treasure Key ferry dock. Both suspects were reportedly wearing masks, dark clothing, and were armed with weapons. Now, police are investigating and are making an appeal to the people of Abaco for information on the apparent robbery. If you can help, please contact 367-2560, 367-3437, in Grand Bahama at 350-3107 or 8-911-919, or contact your nearest police station. Meantime, family members and residents of the West End community say they are puzzled as to what could have happened to 48-year-old Melissa Wolshcombe. The woman, who is said to suffer from mental illness, went missing over a week ago, and she hasn't been seen or heard from since. Now, an extensive search of the West End community has been carried out this week without success. If you can help police locate Melissa Wolshcombe, you are urged to contact the nearest police station. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. As we wrap up our series of stories on the Abacos tonight, we will give you a tour of Abaco's multi-million-dollar airport facility. As Megan Shepard tells us, the new terminal complements Abaco's growing tourism industry.
From cramped, hot, and inadequate facilities to spacious, air-conditioned, and a state-of-the-art airport terminal, residents and visitors alike are now enjoying the multi-million-dollar upgrade. After a 16-month delay, the new Marsh Harbor International Airport opened in May of this year. While work is still being carried out inside the building and shops are yet to be opened, residents in Abaco say this new airport is a tremendous upgrade when compared to the previous facilities.
It was a great move from the government, and we didn't need it. That tourists are now comfortable. Now we have air. We don't have to go outside and wait that long wait and be all clustered and stuff. I think it was a great move. Now they have that feel of the foreign airport, and now they can feel at home, away from home.
I moved away from home in 2000, and coming in over the years, you know, with the old one to what this is now, this is like beyond words. Unbelievable. I could hardly explain it. I'm so proud of them and what they've done.
Visitor Dan Prairie says the new airport is impressive. Bahamian Opal Dawkins says there is absolutely no comparison between the old and new airport. She is confident that tourists will feel right at home when traveling.
I think it's very nice, beautiful. Nice floors are beautiful. The walls look, I love the Bahamian atmosphere here, and it's very nice. I think it's going to affect it well because people will be flying in, they'll see something new, updated, welcoming for sure. When you come in, you feel welcomed, and it feels like the Bahamas.
You know, I'm not a tourist, but if I was, I'd be blown away. Well, for me, you know, I'm comparing it to what I came to before, so the comparison is like unbelievable.
While the new airport is sure to impress visitors, Director of the Chamber of Commerce David Ralph says the island of Abaco has been holding its own when it comes to tourism long before the upgrades.
Abaco is number 2 in the Bahamas for contributing to the Treasury, number 2, ahead of Freeport, ahead of Grand Bahama, if government ministers make that statement. Marsh Harbor Airport is number 2 in the country in terms of activity. Does that say something?
While most Abaconians are overjoyed and welcoming the new airport with open arms, one local member of the Chamber of Commerce is saying he's still waiting for more to be done.
It's quite nice. It lacks some amenities. It's a little barren inside. It needs some artwork and some furnishings to make it look a little more customer friendly. It's a definite improvement on the way life was before. It's an improvement. There are things that need to be done, however.
The new airport was constructed at a cost of $38 million. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, local cuisine is an important component in Grand Bahama's tourism mix, and with new airlift headed to Grand Bahama, stakeholders are looking for creative ways to promote the food of the Bahamas. Well, there is an upcoming event, and Bahamians, local restaurants and bars are looking for ways and gearing up for what is called the second annual meeting of the Mines Culinary Fusion Expo. Manager of Groups and Events for the Ministry of Tourism, Sanik Kalmer.
And I think it's a very important event because all of us in Grand Bahama are salespeople of our destination. And by this event, we are all seeing what is here. And therefore, we are a lot more comfortable in saying, wow, we're really proud of this place. There are a lot of places to go to. There's a lot of good food. There are a lot of good drinks. So we really think this is a great event, and we're very happy to host it again this year.
Now, the Ministry of Tourism has lined up an exciting competition for the vendors as well.
And we support this venture in the fact that, the Bahamas as a whole has one of the main attractions is the cuisine here in the Bahamas. And what a better way to showcase Grand Bahama and what Grand Bahama has to offer in the culinary area. Last year being the first year, and moving on that, that it creates an event, an international exposure. And we wish that, both domestic and international visitors alike would come out and partake in this wonderful event.
Now, the Culinary Fusion Expo will be held Saturday, November 8th at Pelican Bay Hotel in the Canal House. And it is National Career Awareness Month, and guidance counselors at Lewis Yard Primary School, Walter Parker Primary School, and Freeport Primary, as well as the Beacon School, teamed up with Corporate Grand Bahama and the technical and vocational sector this week to host a career fair. Coordinators say they thought it necessary to expose students to careers at this early stage, especially those at the Beacon School.
Wanted to familiarize our primary school students with different careers, not just the regular, teacher, doctor that they see, but the careers that are in public service, as well as, those careers in cosmetology, the tourism industry, and also in healthcare.
One of the things of the Beacon School is we encourage daily living skills. That's one of the things we emphasize on, where we teach them how to take care of themselves. And we also have a vocational group that we are preparing for the workforce. So having the Beacon School a part of this program here today was very important, because we want to show them that we don't want to just keep them within the four walls of the school with education. We want them to have that hands-on about the different type of jobs that is out there, and get them thinking and get them started in the career that they want to go into.
A Deputy Director of Education leaving words of encouragement with the students. Her message: strive for excellence and never give up.
This is a wonderful joint venture between guidance counselors of a big school like Freeport Primary, and to be working with small schools like the Beacon and Lewis Yard and the other small schools in the area, just coming together to share with our children. The vision of these guidance counselors and their school administrators to put on such a career fair for primary school is where we need to be heading in the district.
I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. I think it's really cool that we get to see and learn about the different careers and what you have to do to become that.
The primary school career fair was held at St. George's High School gym. Activities in commemoration of National Youth Month will wrap up this weekend. Several events are on tap, including a cultural youth explosion in the Count Basie Square in Port Lacaya tomorrow night. On Sunday, events will close out in grand style with a youth march and rally. Youth leader Dolan Cartwright says this march and rally will be filled with energy and excitement.
We are calling all youths and all the young of heart, from West End to East End. All road leads to Christ the King parking lot, where the youth rally kicks off at 3 p.m. sharp. You don't want to miss it. We have all the bands from around Grand Bahama. They will be there. All of the association, all of the schools, yes, and yes, our church groups, they will be on the streets of Grand Bahama, excited to march for peace and hope in these troubled times.
Cartwright says hundreds of students from the various schools and youth groups are expected to participate.
You will remember that throughout this month, the youths have been celebrated in different ways around the island. So if you want Grand Bahama to see the best of our youths in this northern island, line the streets only for our elderly, all youths we want on the parade.
Well, Bishop Michael Eldon Primary School kicking off Literacy Week on Monday. In keeping with its literacy campaign, each year the school stages a one-day book fair to allow students to purchase books from the school's library. This year, the book fair will be extended for the entire week. School librarian Avna Roll says it is a great way to promote the importance of reading.
We get to have a week where we can expose the children to our new and updated book. The book fair is not only open to our school, we want to take the opportunity to invite the general public, students from other schools to come in, parents. There are going to be books for them as well. We don't want to keep everything for ourselves, and we are doing our part in helping our nation to advance in their literacy skills. So there's something for everyone.
Roll notes that the book fair will also help Bishop Michael Eldon School achieve its goal of reading 30,000 books this school year.
Across our Anglican diocese, we are focusing on literacy and numeracy. Students have to log the books that they are reading, and then we give a reading award for those in every class who have exceeded the number of books that they have the previous time. And so this is just an avenue for them to come in and purchase a book and even add to that list.
Now, the book fair will be held during the school's lunch period. That's from noon until 1 and from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. every day next week. Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sports and Ricardo Lightborn. Adija Marsh is celebrating tonight, so this one's dedicated to her. Well, the Focal Junior Tennis Tournament played during the midterm break, and guess what? A high caliber of play. The Focal Tennis Tournament played Lucaya Bath and the Racket Club with a special honor for Bradley Bain. Bradley is a national team coach and felt the caliber of play was high this year. The parental support was also impressive during the tournament.
I mean, our younger players are showing that they're learning the game and they have the mental toughness to compete with the older players, because a lot of kids here are playing two age groups. They're playing their age group, which may be 10, 12, or 14, but then they're also playing up, which may be 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s. And so you play the upper age groups for experience.
Aisha Shepard won the girls' 18 and 16 titles, with Emma Weech taking home the girls' 14 title. As for the boys, under 10 champion is Michael Major. Nali Knowledge is the boys' 12 champion. Dante Ambriston in the 14s, and O'Neill Mortimer in the 16 division. Peter Adley, on behalf of Focal, had a very special thank you for the support mechanism, and the coordinators again put on a super junior tennis tournament.
A significant number of youngsters have come from New Providence. Grand Bahama was well represented. And it was just an exciting time, came competition. We're grateful for the sacrifice that the parents make. Godfrey Gullibo, who is a living legend in tennis, continues to almost single-handedly make this tournament possible. Fulco has once again proven to be a top corporate citizen, interested in the positive development of young people, academically and athletically, and we look forward to this tournament continuing.
The tournament was sanctioned by the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association and a point event for the players. 1 minute, 45 seconds gone. I'm out of here. Bye.